What up? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Fencer, Prince, SoundCloud, SoundClick, and heck, All Points NFL. You guys know I am a proponent of the NFL is fixed. I truly believe that. And I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about some of the running backs that. Oh, okay. Let me preface this like this. I think that there are certain people who are in on it, but 90% of the people in the NFL are not in on it. I think there is just a select elite few who are in on it. And I think they're only in on it at a certain time. Like, I don't think the whole season that some of them are even aware of what's going on until they get to some of the pivotal games, which put them into the playoffs and then, of course, puts them in a Super Bowl. One of those games was Pittsburgh playing against the Pats this season. I think Bell was hurt. And the reason why I'm choosing Bell from the beginning is because he's a dynamite player. Now, I didn't watch the game. I don't watch any of the games. But I don't know if he either got hurt in the game or something happened. But nonetheless, if you don't know, Le'Veon Bell can pretty much win a game on his own. Now, I've already covered some of the quarterbacks, and I'll get deeper into who I think is in on it as far as a quarterback, but we already know Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, the Manning brothers, they're definitely in on it. Cam Newton's definitely in on it, and so on and so forth, but I wanted to touch on some of the running backs. So, I'm a Pittsburgh I grew up in Pittsburgh. So I'm a Pittsburgh fan, I guess that's what you can call it. But like I said, I don't even watch any of the games. But I believe that he was told not. He was told, he was pretty much told it's not his turn yet. That's what I'm getting at. I'm sorry to sound sketchy, but I need to get more information on this. But I just want to use this as a building block on what I'm going to go into as far as who's in on it and how they're in on it and when they've gotten in on the NFL being fixed. This is not some like conspiracy theory just to be a conspiracy theory. This is something that can pretty much be proven. If you start looking at the NFL probably as far back as 20 years ago and who was doing what, and look at the rotation of wins, and then you start looking at, okay, let's start back in 2005. In 2005, there was a pivotal shift in the NFL, and I've talked about this on several occasions. One of those shifts is when the military started being on the sidelines. And the military paid the NFL to be able to present themselves during the national anthem. And this is where all this Colin Kaepernick stuff came in. I'm not going to go over it again because I already have several times. But nonetheless, that is no accident. Okay? When you start having the military, and when you start having the military as propaganda entering into a sport, and then paying the sport to have a military presence, and they actually did this. You can find this on paper. They paid the NFL to be able to be on the sidelines, to have a present physical. Look, being present and being physical is two different things. because you can be present in a commercial, but being physically present you're standing on the sideline. Eric Dickerson will no longer be present unless physically present unless Jeff Fisher is fired. Jeff Fisher is fired. Now the Rams are going to have a new coach. Eric Dickerson will start coming back to the sidelines. So there's present and then there's physically present, okay? So what I'm saying is when you have propaganda and you're paying, it's like payola. It's like the record sales are all fake because companies are paying these DJs to play their music and their music only in heavy rotation. So it's just not fair is what I'm getting at. So then you're going to have a lot of exchanges in the NFL that just isn't fair. Same thing with the NHL and every other sport out there, basketball, hockey, soccer, all of it. And who's that soccer commissioner who just got in big trouble? So what I'm saying is, for those of you who don't believe that it's fixed, it's okay. You don't have to believe it. But anytime you involve propaganda and money starts getting exchanged, those people with big dollars start swaying the little guy. And the little guy is not me and you sitting behind a television watching it. Even though we may be fans and buy into it, jerseys and all that, we're not even strongly considered until you start getting to Nelson ratings. That's when we're considered, and then they consider you by household. So when you trickle down to merchandise, then that's when we get involved. But when the big guys say, hey, I want to put so many millions of dollars into this team right here, and I want to see this team win so many Super Bowls. People, that is exactly what's happening. That's what's happening. And they're using our money to do it. Because we're still paying into it. When I say we, I don't mean we as in like I don't watch it or anything. So I'm not part of that collective. But I'm saying we as in the people. So that's exactly what's going on, people. You can choose to believe it if you don't. Anyway, so I believe that they start picking and choosing players to do things that they want them to do at a certain time. Henceforth, Matt Ryan, 2nd and 9, run the football. Give it to a running back, run down the clock. No, that isn't what he does. Matt Ryan drops back 7 steps to throw a pass. He gets sacked by Hightower. It makes no sense whatsoever. So this is just one of the running backs I think is in on it. Ezekiel Elliott out of Ohio State. This kid is dynamite. He's doing his thing. I live in Ohio, so I've heard his name before plenty of times. What happens in the playoff games, they don't give him the ball but 22 times. Zeke is like, what in the hell is going on? I do not believe Ezekiel Elliott is part of the system yet. But I believe Ezekiel Elliott is going to be a franchise player. Now, he may get traded in his 5th year. But I think he's going to do 5 strong years with the Cowboys. Unless he tears an ACL and he doesn't live up to the standards of Adrian Peterson. Okay? Adrian Peterson tears his ACL. They don't think he's going to come back, but they still keep him on the Vikings. He comes back and he gets MVP. He tears a hole into the NFL because his strength is pretty much ridiculous. He runs people over. The man can curl 225 pounds. I mean, he's just ridiculously strong. And he's only 205 pounds. And he'll just run you clean over. Nonetheless, he's an anomaly. But Ezekiel Elliott is turning out to be a great player. I don't think he's in on it, though. I just don't. I don't think he's part of the system. Okay. I want to move on to LeGarrette Blount. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I don't have anything bad to say about Blunt, but when the dynasty ends with Tom Brady, when he leaves, maybe 2 or 3 years from now, LeGarrette Blunt will be gone. When Tom Brady leaves, Blunt will be gone, either before or the same year. And I'm going to tell y'all why I'm saying this. One, I don't think Blunt is part of the program. I just don't. Just listening to his sideline chatter, I just get the feeling he's not. I get the feeling that he may know something, but he's not one of those guys. He's not. And this is the reason why I think he'll be gone. I don't know how long he's been in the NFL, but I know he's 30 years old. He won't last another 3 years. He'll be gone. And that's just the truth. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Tom Brady. Okay, let me widen the gap on that. It's because even though the NFL is still codependent on running backs, they are not as dependent as they were in the 80s and 90s on running backs. So this is why you see running backs leaving within 2-3 years, going to other teams that will pay them. The lifespan of a running back is usually 5 years. There's no more Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen played in the game for 14 years. Okay? Last people he played with was the Raiders, I think. Marcus Allen doesn't take too many solid hits. Those days are gone. There's no more Emmitt Smith. You know what I'm saying? Franchise player for the Cowboys. Those days are long gone. 5 years, you're done. Okay? There's no more Franco Harris. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. Could you imagine Franco Harris being traded to the Cowboys? Could you imagine the uproar in Pittsburgh? Okay? No. Those days are gone. These guys get traded off like they're cards, pretty much. There's no loyalty in the game, so I don't think Blunt is into it. All right. Adrian Peterson. I'm gonna tell you now, I don't think Adrian is part of the system. I think he's getting played by the system. One, I don't think he's part of the system because of what happened between him and his son. And he whooped his son and left marks on him. And they wanted to hang this dude. They wanted to hang this dude out to dry. Nonetheless, I think some strings were pulled for him because this is not a Ray Rice situation. This is not a knock out your wife. And Ray Rice actually came back and played for Pittsburgh for a short time. Adrian Peterson, his ability has shined so much that it has outweighed anything bad that he's done. And the NFL needs people like him because of his ratings. Point blank, Adrian Peterson may never get a ring. He doesn't have to. They want him to keep running. Point blank. Adrian, run. You whooped your child. Okay, you paid a couple million, whatever. Get out there and run. That's all we want you to do. Okay? He may never see a Super Bowl. And I hope he gets at least one. But being that he's been MVP, I think twice, I could be wrong. He's 31 years old. He's been around for a minute. He's just ridiculous. But I don't think he's part of the system. I don't. Jamaal Charles, I don't think Jamaal is part of the system either. I think Jamaal is getting played by the system, just like Adrian Peterson, except not as popular. And I'm going to say this. It would not surprise me within the next 4 years if Charles had a ring on his finger. I'm just going to put it out there like that. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen with Jamal Charles is he may get his ring, but he'll be one and done. Kansas City hasn't been powerful, and since the 80s, maybe? I don't know what they've done. But nonetheless, these guys have been really, they've been doing good. They've been playoff contention. They have been winning their sections. But nonetheless, they can't seem to get to the championship game and go to the Super Bowl. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I don't mind being wrong. Nonetheless, they came out a couple seasons ago and went 6 straight, without losing. And I think they ran into the Pats and lost or something like that. It was, I don't know, I could be wrong about that. But what I'm saying is, Alex Smith is not going to wear a ring on his finger ever. So to get Jamal Charles, let's follow the money. Jamal Charles is not, he's not just a running back. He is a whole character. He has been on TV plenty of times. He is a lovable, likable character who transforms to TV very, very well. Not everybody can do that. There's some people who are just, they're staticky. There's always some static with them. This guy loves the limelight. He's a fashionable person. He's very easy to get along with off the field, on the field. He's what they like as far as media is concerned, as far as commercial, all those commercial dollars he brings in, they're going to give him what he wants. You just follow the money. You follow the money. And Jamal Charles is getting played by the system, but I don't think he's in on it. I don't think he's in on it yet. Give him about 3 years, and then they're going to be like, we're going to give you a ring. Just like they're going to give Bell a ring. So yes, Roethlisberger is going to get another ring before he leaves. 3 years maybe. I don't even think that. Probably next year. Next year, Pittsburgh goes all the way. Something like that. Them and Cam Newton. Pittsburgh and Carolina all the way. In a Super Bowl. I don't know. Nonetheless, so I don't think Jamal Charles is in on it. I'm just going to put that out there. Okay? So those are the running backs who I just wanted to skim over a few and just give you guys something to think about as far as following the money. Follow their popularity. Follow the commercials that you see them in. Because that's all controlled by the same small group of people. When you look at that, look how likable a person is. Look at how much money they bring in for one reason or another. Adrian Peterson doesn't do a lot of commercials, but nonetheless, there's so many eyes on him. So many people want to be him or be like him. You know what I'm saying? Colin Kaepernick went against the grain and his jersey sold out. Do you think they're going to get rid of him? No. Not this year. Probably in about a year and a half. Once it all dies down. Then they'll get rid of him. He had an $11 million contract. Then they'll get rid of him. And nobody will want him. He lost his muscle mass anyway. But when he bows out, he's going to bow out gracefully. You're not going to hear a lot of fight out of him. He's not going to end up on the Raiders or on the Dolphins. Colin Kaepernick. But nonetheless, so follow Jamal Charles, follow Bell, look at these players, and see what they're being told. Because I believe Bell was told he was going to win one. So I give Bell one next year. I give Charles 3 years and he'll have one on his finger. It's your boy Tone 202. Just my opinion. Follow the money.